On our show tonight we have a very special man with us. Everyone give a big round of applause for the one and only Richard Stallman.
Thank you for having me here today. Nice seeing you again, Nora.
You too, Richard. Can you tell us about your project?
Well, Nora, in 1985 I started the Free Software Foundation, and from there it has really taken off.
Can you tell us a little more about the foundation? Just for those of us who don't know what it is.
I think that people should have many freedoms when it comes to software. My goal is to give people those freedoms.
What freedoms would those be?
Well, what it comes down to is four main ones. 1. People should have the freedom to run a program for any purpose. 2. People should have the freedom to study how the program works and change it as they wish. For this, the access code would have to be accessible to everyone. 3. There should be the freedom to redistribute copies. And finally, 4. The freedom to distribute copies of your modified version to others as well.
That sounds like a good plan. Especially the redistributing part.
Exactly. With my work I aim to create a universal freedom so that people can create, distribute and modify computer software without any problems.
That would be wonderful. I also have been hearing about the open source movement. What is that exactly?
The open source movement is something that came out of my GNU project and Free Software Foundation. It just means that people can gain the ability to use or modify software as its source code becomes available.
What is the difference between open software and other types of software?
The main difference between open software and other types is that open software users are allowed the right to both the program's functionality and methodology. With the other type of software, proprietary software, users only have the rights to functionality.
What is an example of proprietary software?
Microsoft Office is a great example of proprietary software. With Microsoft Office you can use it only for the functions that the software allows you to. If it were an open source software you could change the programming to your liking.
How do you plan on promoting the open source movement even further?
Currently, programmers who support the open source movement contribute by voluntarily writing and exchanging programming code for software development. By doing this it makes it difficult to establish ownership of a particular bit of code. But in the end makes high-quality programs because you have multiple programmers working towards enhancing the program. We hope that these high-quality programs will take off and show that open source is the way to go.
What are some examples of software that has come to be through the open source movement?
Oh, there have been many. A few of the very famous ones that you may have heard of are Mozilla, a web browser, Wikipedia and Apache.
Why are some people against the open source movement?
Some people believe that the open source movement will make it so that no one can get paid for writing programs.
Is that true?
No, not at all. Yes, some people work for free, but that doesn't mean there is no money in open source programming. The code might be free, but you still need a knowledgeable tech pro in order to install the code, customize it, and connect it with other systems. Doing this takes a lot of skill. In fact, being well-versed in open source may get you a better job than people who don't know how to use open source.
Richard, thank you so much for being here with us today and informing us about the open source movement.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
This is the end of our show tonight. Please let's have another round of applause for Richard Stallman.